friends. So I got a little bit of a late start to my morning. I am at least put together this time, but I've got to run and take my trash out, pick up a few prescriptions, and then I'll be back at the house working on stuff that I need to get done today. Just got back. I'm in the middle of preparing a lunch for myself. It's really just a delayed breakfast because I put off eating breakfast and now we're at lunchtime. So I'm gonna have some watermelon and I'm gonna cook up a burger patty for me with no bun or anything. I just really enjoy having meat-based meals. So I'm gonna have that and some watermelon, maybe something else, I'm not sure. I looked in the fridge to get out the watermelon and realized that I left a pan of Frogmore stew in there. If you don't know what that is, it goes by other names like Buford boil, seafood stew. It's shrimp, kielbasa sausage, potatoes, and corn on the cob with some Old Bay seasoning. And I left that in there. I wanted to throw that out. It's not stinking yet or anything, but I left that out of the trash can. So I might have to go back out today. If not, since it's not really old yet, I just want to get rid of it. I might take that off the next day that I can. So the last time I was at Sam's Club, I picked up this package of frozen Angus beef patties, and there's 18 in there, and they're raw, by the way. 26 grams of protein. They do have a lot of fat in them, but that doesn't worry me too much because there is a ton of protein in these, and they're pretty large. I was just gonna cook one up to have with my watermelon for lunch and try them out. Oh, I forgot to mention, the only ingredients in them are Angus beef, and salt. So I didn't want anything with like weird junk in it or anything like that. So I'm gonna cook this up. Hey, we have it cooking now. I pried it off finally, and it flipped out and fell right here on the floor. So I just rinsed it off. It's frozen and not a whole lot to stick to it because it is quite literally a hockey puck. So I've got some towels to wash today. You know, I think about this way too often. So about a month ago, I got new towels just from Target or whatever. They're this like cream color, and then I couldn't find the washcloths that I liked in the same cream color, so I bought like white, whatever. Anyway, I only bought like 6 towels, and I've really been enjoying only having 6 towels versus like 10 or 12 because it's just me and my husband. And whenever I have an excess of towels, I look at the towels we have left and I'm like, oh, I don't have to wash them yet. I can put that off a few more days. And then whenever I finally do get to wash them, it's a lot to take the time to fold. But it's like nothing to fold 6 towels and like 10 washcloths. So, and I like having extra washcloths because sometimes you might want to like bird bath off if you don't want a full shower, or one rips because they're thinner than a regular towel, you know, that kind of thing. But I've really been enjoying having fewer towels than I used to have. We probably could get away with only having like 4, but I think 6 is good just in case I don't get around to washing them in time. And I've been on top of it, washing them pretty good. So right now my laundry schedule, so to speak, is I do laundry every 2 days. Not every day, because it's just too much to have loads going, 1 or more loads going, and then switching them and folding them. And that takes up a good bit of your day. You have to be home to be able to do that, so you can't be out grocery shopping or doing other stuff. And then you end up putting it off because you're like, oh, well, my schedule is to do it every day this week, so I can just fold it tomorrow, and then tomorrow, and then tomorrow. What I've been doing is doing it every 2 days. And, I mean, every other day. That's the same thing, right? Yeah, anyway. So, I've been doing it every other day. And I only end up doing maximum 3 loads. Like, and that's like if I have sheets and like bathroom rugs and like a whole bunch of other stuff that doesn't get washed as often as clothing and towels do. But typically it's only 1 or 2 loads a day, and they're smaller loads. So whenever it comes time to fold them, which is the most difficult part for me, is folding them and putting them away. I don't have to fold so many at a time, and it doesn't feel like I'm stuck there folding, stuck in one spot, folding clothes for 2 hours. So it's been working out beautifully for me. And if you're struggling with your laundry systems like I was, you might want to give it a try. Okay, that's it. So I don't think I've said it in a while, but in my softener drawer, I put vinegar. It does soften clothes, and it gets rid of any funk you might have. So I really like using it with socks, towels, underwear, stuff like that. All right, and then I have this oxygen brightener from Azure Standard I've been using and loving. The detergent is from there too, but detergent is detergent. So it comes with this little tiny scoop. And with a big load like this, I usually do like 2 scoops. And this is just like OxyClean, but it's a more natural, safe version of it. By the way, my lunch is still cooking. Decided to go ahead and get this done while I was waiting on it. I can hear it sizzling. The burger has a good bit of fat that needs to render out, so I'm not too worried about it burning. And I have this Nellie's laundry soda. It's basically like super washing soda, like the Arm & Hammer stuff. But I got this tin at TJ Maxx and it came full of the laundry soda. But there's very little left in it, so I'm just pouring it straight from the can because the scoop won't scoop any out when it's that low. And then my plan is, because this Nellie's stuff is freaking expensive, so I think I'm going to empty out this whenever it's finally empty. I'm just gonna put the Arm & Hammer super washing soda to fill this up again. And super washing soda is great for all sorts of like household cleaning. On the back of the Armor, yeah, I have one. Let me pull it up. Pull it out. Okay, so it says it's great for like that's what it looks like if you've never seen it. It's great for laundry, kitchen, bathroom, silver, hard water, and upholstery, and more, it says. Okay, so I've actually cleaned my shower with super washing soda before, and it's gritty like baking soda, but it is stronger. So if there's a chance that you would get some in your eyes, wear glasses, because even though it's a more natural cleaner, it will sting the heck out of your eyes. I only know because when I was cleaning my shower, I'd mix it with water, and it really was great at getting the soap scum off and everything. But anyway, all right, towels. I'm sure I think I'm gonna wash on cold today. Sometimes I wash my towels on hot, sometimes I don't. And obviously, because I'm doing laundry, it's laundry day for me. Those are clothes that I washed late last night, and yesterday was a laundry day, even though they're back to back because the week's got 7 days, so something has to be connected somewhere. So some things have to be back to back, but I need to put those shirts up today, and there's some socks and stuff under it that need to be folded. I told y'all there was a lot of fat. It did get a little brown on one side, that's fine. Look. That is insane. I'm gonna have to clean this up after the stove cools. So I've got to work on our household budget pretty regularly. I just sit down and go through like receipts and stuff that we have and do a monthly budget and I just add to it whenever I need to. I just got our budget spreadsheet from a YouTuber. I don't even remember what channel it was, but I just searched in YouTube monthly budget spreadsheets and a whole bunch of different people came up, and a lot of people offer like free spreadsheet downloads. So mine was free, didn't pay anything for it, but just so that I didn't have to go through and do all the initial formatting. That's why I chose to do it that way. You could totally just make your own. So I'm gonna get started on that, and then I'm gonna try to get this done in enough time to where I can do some stuff in the kitchen too. Alrighty, so now we're done with the budget. Feels good to have that completed. I'm going to give a quick look at Pinterest. So I'm interested in finding, I get so distracted when I'm on Pinterest. Anyway, I want to find maybe a cookie recipe or something. Those look good. 20-minute fudgy brownie cookies. It's been a few weeks since I've made the muffins, so we haven't had any. I think the two in there just aren't really good anymore. We actually gave away to a family a good bit of the muffins because we just couldn't go through them, and I didn't think they would freeze very well, so we didn't try that. These look good, bakery style chocolate chip cookies. I feel like I may have tried that recipe before and it wasn't our favorite. Animal cracker cookies, those look delicious. I don't know if I want to mess with the glaze though. Something simple like oatmeal raisin or chocolate chip would be more what I'm into, or if I could do like a bar like this or something. I think that would be good. German chocolate cookies, those look delicious. That was my washing machine ending. Let's see. Those are the oatmeal cream pies that I make. Everything looks so good, but I really don't know what I want to make tonight. I just want a treat in the house. It's been a while since I baked anything, and those look good. Best chocolate chip cookies, no chill, mixed by hand. Okay, I think that's the recipe I tried before, and we liked it, but it was not it. It's not what we're looking for. Chocolate chip cookie. Homemade graham crackers. That sounds good. I don't have a cutter like that. I could just cut out the rectangles with the pizza cutter and do the dots with a fork. The turtles are cute. What did I just pass that I said I would want to do? Graham crackers. I do have a screenshot of a graham cracker recipe that I got from somebody's description box on YouTube. It took a minute for me to think about that. Okay. I don't think I want to do graham crackers though, or do I? If I do, I'm going to use that recipe. And the recipe I'm thinking of is from Abby Varigan's channel. I haven't made it yet, but I took a screenshot because there wasn't a link. Okay, there's nothing speaking to me right now. I think I'm gonna try to find that recipe. That's not my phone. I grabbed that like it was my phone. But I don't think I'm gonna use any of these recipes. I think I'm gonna go through my phone screenshots and try to find that one that I said was from Abby Varigan, and then I'll also tag her and try to find the video maybe that she has on her graham crackers and link it if I can. I don't know how well that'll work out, but I'll try my best to give her credit for it. If it's good, you know. I don't really want to tag her if I didn't like the recipe. So I've never made anything from her channel. That's why I say that. Okay. Those look good too, maple brown sugar cookies. All right, so we're gonna put a stop to that, shut things down, and let's go to the kitchen. Well, you can have a hard time believing this. My kitchen's cluttered, but it's clean, with the exception of the pan I just used for lunch. We've been on a few like day trips and stuff, so just being gone, we've got stuff that we packed that we didn't eat, and my mom just stopped by and brought me blueberries and peaches, and I need to get that stuff cleaned up. Stuff from previous projects I was working on. The muffins I could probably toss. These are clean. Those are clean dishes back there by the sink, and I wrote the recipe down. I don't have to screenshot it though. I'll try to give credit where it's due, and then you'll be able to find that. And I'm just gonna tidy up just a little bit, and then we're going to work on those graham crackers because they need to chill. I was looking at this corn on the cob that I have down here and I think I need to prepare that if it's still good for dinner tonight. That way I can go ahead and get these done before I need to start on dinner. I don't know if I said it, but we're having pork chops and hopefully that corn on the cob. Okay, so I am actually gonna go ahead and preheat the oven because sometimes it takes a while to preheat. It needs to be at 300. Okay. We're gonna need sugar, flour, of course. I'll need baking powder. And do half a cup of the sugar. I still have this jar I'm trying to get through. Out of here. It's only about a quarter cup. Oh, there's some stuck in there. Right? Scant. This other one was a little bit raised. Okay. Now, let me get a spatula out. I think that's what I'm going to use. Okay. That way it'll help the sugar dissolve a little bit. Okay, so 3 tablespoons of milk. Tablespoon of molasses. I am not going to measure the molasses. I'm going to focus on getting it back in the bottle. Okay, all right, I did it. Very rare that that happens. Now I need a little bit of vanilla. Almost tried to twist off that cap. I don't know why. Okay. My poor beans aren't covered anymore. I don't have enough vodka to cover them. I don't have any vodka besides what's in other bottles. And my other bottles of vanilla aren't big enough to hold more beans. So I need to get some vodka for that. Okay. Actually, let me go put that away. I hate it sitting on the counter. Alright, and then once that's together, add 2 cups of flour. Now, I need to add a half a teaspoon of baking powder. See if we can find a half teaspoon in here. That's a quarter one though. That's enough. Okay. So 2 of these. I like to sprinkle it over the flour because I don't mix it or sift it in with my flour ahead of time. So just hoping it gets more evenly distributed that way. Half a teaspoon of salt. I feel like this is my #1 thing that I forget to bring over here just because it is on my microwave is where it sits. So, alright, and then a teaspoon of cinnamon. I am just going to live dangerously. There's not much left in here anyway. Okay, I think that's about a teaspoon. I do hope that these taste like graham crackers. I'm not sure how close the taste will be. I would think the molasses would help with that. They are so beautiful and good. They're called Inside Out cookies. So it's a chocolate cookie with white chocolate chips. And since I already have the white chocolate chips open, we might as well use that. Okay, so it doesn't make that many at a time. I usually double it. But I'm not going to double it for these purposes because there's just no good reason to. Okay, so I need to grab another stick of butter and soften it. All right, I think I found all or most of my ingredients. So I need a half a cup of sugar, half a cup of brown sugar. Okay, looking at now, half a cup of brown sugar. This brown sugar I made extra dark, like almost too dark. So I'm actually just going to do a quarter cup of this and replace the other quarter cup with the regular sugar or the cane sugar. Because the brown sugar is extra dark. I've already done this before with the extra dark brown sugar and it's been fine. So okay, I need to beat these together. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and crack this egg in. All right, I need a cup of flour. So 2/3 cup of cocoa powder. Let me get my third cup. 2/3 cup. All right, and then we're gonna need a teaspoon of baking soda. A teaspoon out. Teaspoon. Baking soda. And 1/8 teaspoon salt. I'm not gonna measure that out. I don't even think I have 1/8 teaspoon. And then you're supposed to add 1 tablespoon of milk. They say to do that only if it's like a little bit too dry or thick, but I've been adding it anyway, like regardless. I haven't had an issue with it. And then I always like to add a little bit of instant coffee, or you could do espresso powder. This is just instant coffee from the Dollar Tree. I add maybe like a half teaspoon, maybe even less. You don't need that much, but it enhances all of the chocolate flavor. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and beat this together, and then we'll add the milk. All right, it's mostly mixed together, but it's still pretty dry and crumbly looking, so this is whenever I add the milk. We need like a little splash. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and switch to the spatula that we had earlier. There's no point in rinsing it off. Okay. See, it doesn't make a whole lot of dough. So typically when I'm making this for more than just me and my husband, I double or triple the recipe. And if you don't have white chocolate chips, but you still want it to make a cookie like this, you could just use the dough like this. Or what I've done in the past, because I didn't have access to allergen-free white chocolate chips, is I've taken the dough, rolled it in a ball, and rolled it in powdered sugar, then baked it. And they are crinkle cookies at that point. And how you know that they're done is that they start to crackle and crinkle on top, and they are so pretty. I gave those away at Christmas, and that's how we just used this recipe without white chocolate chips. It says 1 1/4 cup. I do think I'm gonna measure this because I don't want to go crazy. Something I really enjoy about the mini size is that you can get more chips and they disperse better, if that makes sense. So you can get a little bit of chocolate in each bite. I think I'm just doing 1 cup. I don't think I'm gonna do. So you can actually get away with using less because of that. Alright, so I've got 2 sheets of parchment paper that are about the same size as this baking sheet, and I'm going to go ahead and get that graham cracker dough out, and we'll see if we can roll it out. Okay, it's cool, but it's still pretty soft. I think it'll be okay though. I'm just going to lift it out right here. Hopefully this rolls out well, especially just do it between 2 sheets of parchment, although I do have tear in that one. Hopefully that doesn't cause a problem. Hopefully. Yeah. Marble rolling pin. So I know that you can refrigerate these or freeze them, I think, to make them cold for like pie crusts and stuff, to keep the dough cold. Mine stays pretty cool all the time, even though the house is warm. So I just really like it for the weight. Like, you can gently roll, and like, I'm not putting any pressure, but the marble's already heavy, and it does most of the work for me. That's why I like it. I think I am gonna, just so it stays pretty even, I think I am gonna rotate it every time. Hopefully that helps things. And I'm just going from the middle out. Maybe I turned it the other way, but that's okay. That tear doesn't seem to be causing a problem. It laid just flat. Too big for this sheet though. Okay. It did try to stick a little bit. You can see where it pulled up. Actually, you can't see where it pulled up. Hold on. I don't know if you can see that it has a little bit of a texture to it, like it pulled up, but it's fine. I think this is thin enough and it's pretty even. I'm gonna grab a pizza cutter. I think we should be able to cut it so that it looks nice. And these won't go to waste, these edges that I'm cutting off to make it look nicer, they won't go to waste. I'll eat those. And I'll probably even still score them with a fork. But just so it looks nicer. Just to see if I can get the end product to look a little bit nicer. That would be very welcome. I'm just cutting them into smaller pieces around the edge because they don't really matter. They're basically scrap pieces. Like I said, I'll eat them, but they're not gonna be pretty anyway, so it doesn't really matter. That's not even, so that's okay. All right, I'll split it into two. I think this is the way I'm supposed to be doing this. If you've made graham crackers before, please let me know. You can comment and tell me. I actually think they'd be really cute as squares, like s'more style squares, where they're kind of chunky squares. That looks cute, right? Those are good sizes. It looks more even on camera than it does in real life. I think I'm gonna score these with a fork. Before I get ahead of myself, and in fact, I probably should have done this earlier, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the baking sheet. Oh, no, it wasn't too hard to transfer it. Okay. Hoping that these don't stick. In fact, I might need to tear it off so that it doesn't stick. So I'm just going to use the fork to make those classic holes that you see in a graham cracker. And this, I'm pretty sure, is just so it doesn't bubble up and puff up and it bakes flat like a graham cracker should and bakes evenly. So take our time and try to make them as parallel as possible. I'll do the outside ones first. What do y'all think? I'm gonna go ahead and bake these up. Her recipe says bake at 300 for 30 minutes, so that's what we're gonna do. I got some biscuits going here, and I got a package of pork chops from the freezer. I'm gonna cook tonight. I also have some broccoli steaming over there. I'm breaking these up. They're actually pretty easy to break up. They, except for like that piece, they haven't cracked on me, so they're still a little bit soft. Like the ones on the edges are fine. Like these are fine, but I think I'm gonna put them back in the oven. It's been a little while, and I wanted to make sure they completely cooled and see how crispy they got. They're not crispy, they're kind of bready, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, y'all, it is dinner prep time. So I've got the pork chops going. I've got broccoli and cauliflower steaming in here, which I actually need to vent and just cut off, honestly, because I started that first. And then I've got homemade biscuits over here. And while the oven is preheating for the biscuits, I have the graham crackers in there just finishing toasting up. And once the oven gets to 450, then I'll pop the biscuits in for about 15 minutes, and then it'll be time to eat. I forgot to mention, so we're not eating the corn cobs that I showed you earlier, because when I went to go shuck it, I noticed that they were moldy, so unfortunately can't eat those. Threw those out, and this is plan B. So I filmed way more clips for the first day of this Days in the Life than I thought I did. So I wanted to add even more to it, but the video is getting kind of long. I don't know how y'all feel about long videos, but this ends the first day, and I'm just hanging up my husband's shirts that I talked about earlier. We just have like a cheap Walmart clothing rack for him because our closet is very awkward and small, and there's a water heater in it, and so this just works out the best for us. But I start the next day with, the day before with a trip to the Dollar Tree. I thought y'all would like a sneak peek at the fall stuff, and then I just came home and started tidying up the kitchen. So I know this is at the end of the video, but this was really filmed the day before. So I'm just emptying my dishwasher, and my kitchen was really a mess on this day, and I also cleaned out my freezer a little bit. So you saw that I put something in the oven. It was French fries. Now that I have the stoneware, it bakes French fries really well. From like whole potatoes, they get nice and crispy. So I've been trying to use up some of my frozen French fries, and so that's what I made myself as part of my lunch. I paired a protein with it and stuff, but that's what I did. And you see me like take some of the clean stuff out and set it on the counter. That's because it didn't get as clean as it was supposed to. Some stuff was just dried onto it, so I left those out to hand wash and take care of. So also, I am fresh out of the shower, so that's why my hair looks all stringy. But a lot of times y'all see my hair either really greasy or wet, and I don't like to brush it until it's dry, so because it makes more of my hair fall out, and I don't want to cause any extra breakage or anything like that. So I like to let my hair air dry. It's super straight, so it doesn't get a whole lot of tangles. I started getting more tangles now because I'm growing out my hair, but so yeah, anyway, and I'm just filling up that dishwasher like I do every day. Even though it's just me and my husband, unless we have like company over something, we still use our dishwasher almost every day. I have to run a load in it. And I think it's just because, like, I'm home, so I'm using dishes for breakfast and lunch. And then if he is home, then it's his breakfast and lunch, I almost said recipes, dishes too, and not just dinner dishes. And then, of course, the dishes you get from leftover containers, and like if you have a cup of coffee or something like that, and it just multiplies so much. I feel like we use so many dishes in a day, but it's all good. And of course, sometimes I put bowls and stuff in the dishwasher from me baking, and I didn't do any baking on this day. And lately, I've actually been pretty good about trying to get my kitchen cleaned the night before. So this didn't happen that way. I don't remember what I was doing the night before, to be honest. But I've been pretty consistent about it, and I'm really enjoying waking up to a clean, sparkling kitchen, and that not being the first thing that I see whenever I walk out into the rest of the house. So I've really been enjoying that, and I'm staying on top of it for the most part, but there's always some crazy days that life will throw at us, and it just doesn't happen, which is totally fine. So, by the way, I don't know why my camera has all of a sudden started zooming in on its by itself. It's some sort of glitch. It started being weird. I didn't touch it. I didn't have somebody else touch the camera for me. I don't know what's going on. So there's some weird jumpy clips in there because of that, but that's okay. And then the rest of the stuff, I'm just going to take some time to hand wash and stuff like that. Those muffin tins, they actually say hand wash only, but you probably saw I pulled them out of the dishwasher. I've put them in the dishwasher a few times now, and they're fine. Just this time they didn't get clean enough, so having to rewash and stuff like that. So I know sometimes you'll see me, like, I'm really inconsistent, honestly. I do love wearing aprons because they protect my dresses, and I think they're pretty. But I really enjoy wearing dresses and dressing up and looking cute and everything. But I know, like, sometimes you've seen me, like, in cutoff shorts, t-shirts, tank tops, tennis shoes, not always in a cute dress. And I know that I don't always have to be, but then, like, sometimes the timing of when I need to start filming to get things done on time, and those are the fries I was talking to you about that I'm gonna have for part of my lunch. Sometimes I just look really disheveled, like here, like I'm trying, but the timing of my filming, like I needed to shower that morning. I didn't want to blow dry my hair. It causes more breakage, so I don't know. Sometimes I get frustrated. I want to be like as presentable as I can. And right here I'm telling you about a basket I got at Goodwill for $3.99, which is really good for that Goodwill because their basket prices have been insane in the last couple years, and I'm just using it to organize my stationery. I have a basket similar to this that I got earlier in the year, and it's a little bit larger, and the dividers in it are a little bit different, but this one had a long section in it, so I thought it would be great to hold like birthday cards and stickers. And you'll see I have a lot of little kid things because sometimes like we want to mail out something to family or really close friends that have kids. It's fun to send them like stickers and stuff like that, along with a birthday card or what have you. So I'm just taking my time to organize that. And you'll see that the little basket on the desk, that's what everything was jammed into, and I couldn't ever get anything out of it because it would totally fall over. So, I mean, fall out. So, and you'll see in a minute that all the trash I get from taking things out of their packages and stuff, that's where I put it. So I made a pretty good size amount of trash I could throw away. And then this is just like washi tape, decorative tape, and I bought it a while ago at a store that was closing and I never used it. So but yeah, I know I didn't finish talking about me looking disheveled and everything, but all I want to say is I'm trying my best to look my best for y'all and to just look my best in general. I enjoy looking pretty. I enjoy dressing up and everything. It's just sometimes to be able to get a video out, I have to compromise things, and sometimes there's just way too much going on for me to look great all the time. So anyway, here's the basket. I ended up filling up the other two sections with markers and binder clips, and I really like the way that this turned out. Honestly, I just really enjoy organizing in baskets like this. If you hear a loud like fan noise, it's my computer. I've been editing long enough now that it started to get loud. So I don't know if y'all can hear that or not in the final video, but I'm sorry if you can. That's the other basket I was telling you about. It's holding mostly like dry erase markers, regular markers, highlighters. It also holds my sewing scissors and sewing weights sometimes, but I really enjoy those kind of baskets. I love them. I've looked at them like on eBay and stuff, and they are so expensive. It's at least $20, not including shipping, for one of those baskets, and I think that's kind of high priced. So here I am just doing more laundry and folding up some things. Like I said earlier for the first clips of laundry that you saw, I have really been enjoying doing laundry every other day. It's worked out great for me, and it keeps it from being such an overwhelming mountain of laundry to do at a time. So I only do like 1 to 3 loads on those given days, and it works out so well. The reason why I don't do more than that is because I don't want to be stuck with a ton to fold later. Okay, so I got this watermelon the last time I went to Sam's Club, and not the last time y'all saw. I went more recently than that because my mom wanted to go, and I'm hanging out with her a good bit during the summer. So I put my watermelon in bite-sized pieces or a little bit bigger in a salad spinner. I don't use the top. I just put plastic wrap over it. I have the top to it, but it has a thing that sticks down into it, and you can't fit the top on if you put something like watermelon like that won't squish down in it. And I fill it up to the top. Okay, the reason why this works so well is it will drain the liquid off of the watermelon, and the watermelon will last way longer. Okay, so I am the only one who eats watermelon out of me and William, so I need it to last long, otherwise it's just not worth it for me to buy it. And this was a huge watermelon. I don't have 2 salad spinners, so the rest I put in just like a regular Tupperware container, this one that you see here, and the whole watermelon fit in there nice. Also, I have a tip for you. So the way that you pick out a watermelon, it's worked every time for me so far, and I've done it like at least 5 times. Okay, it needs to be pretty deep green with contrasting stripes, so pretty light in color stripes. And then it needs to have a spot on it that is not white but more yellow, and you'll have a very sweet and flavorful watermelon that way. This one didn't quite meet those things. Like, it had a more whitish spot and it didn't have great contrast, but it was the best one. It was the one that fit those specifications the best at the store, so that's what I brought home. But I knew that it wasn't that it probably wouldn't be the best, and it was still pretty good. It was still sweet. It just didn't have as much flavor. But try that tip next time you go to the grocery store looking for watermelon, and I can almost guarantee that the watermelon will be sweet and flavorful. And then I just collect the rind and like scrap whitish pieces of the flesh in a huge metal bowl, and then I take it out under our deer feeder outside and let the deer have a treat. I love seeing deer in our yard. We see deer in our yard all over, whether we give them food or not. But I always put a dish towel underneath me cutting watermelon because I never know how much juice is going to come out. So that's all the scraps that the deer get. And y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm having a blast hanging out with y'all, and I can't wait to see y'all again, talk with y'all when my next video comes out, and I hope y'all have a great one. Bye!